Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'll be discussing the battery life on my brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 9. I've had the phone for just over a week, and this is not my phone guys, it belongs to my friend Ellen, like I said in my unboxing video. So this phone will be leaving me very soon by the end of this week. I'll try to do as many videos as I possibly can. If you got any requests, please leave them in the comment section and I'll see if I can do that video before I finally give the phone back to my friend. So as you can see, it's got a couple of cameras at the back. The fingerprint sensor has also been replaced. I'm very thankful to Samsung for putting it in a very conventional and nice place, so it's not looking too bad. So once I touch my finger, the phone opens up straight away without any issues. However, in this video, like I said, we'll be specifically talking about the battery life on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Now before we do that, let's have a quick look and see which version of Android this phone is running. So settings, and then about phone, software information, and there we go. It's running Android version 8.1.0 along with Samsung Experience version 9.5, and also running the August security patch level 1st of August 2018. So pretty much up to date and not looking too bad. Now you guys know in my style, I always take screenshots of all the data that I collect to show you evidence of how the battery's been behaving ever since I had the phone. So let's quickly get into gallery and let's see what I've been collecting ever since I had the phone, like I said, just over a week ago. In the first screenshot, the battery was down to 51%, as you can see, at 23:19 on 27th of September. And when I checked in the morning at 3:10 on Friday 28th of September, the battery had gone down to 44%. So overnight it had lost around 7%, which is not too bad considering it's got a very heavy specs, 6 gigs of RAM, a very powerful 6.4 inches Quad HD screen, and the Exynos octa-core inside. Okay, so next up, this was a screenshot I took for Wi-Fi. As you can see, let me just zoom it in a bit. On the top right side, you can see the battery has gone down to 5% at the time with Wi-Fi only. This was Wi-Fi only guys, no 4G. And after using it for 1 day and 3 hours, I was able to squeeze out 7 hours and 18 minutes of screen on time. This is one of the highest screen on times I've had on a flagship Galaxy phone. I know the mid-ranges, the Galaxy A series has been giving us quite good battery life over the years, but the flagship ever since the S8 and the S9 have been struggling. I'm not talking about the plus versions. The plus versions were a bit better than the S8 and the S9, but the regular versions were always struggling. But even on the plus versions, the battery wasn't as big as we have on the Note 9. So I'm very happy to see the Samsung has now put on a 4000 mAh battery, and it's very heartening to see. So I hope that in the models to come, and maybe the S10, S10 Plus, they can keep this trend and keep bigger batteries so that we can get more screen on time and more battery life out of our phones. So this usage had plenty of stuff going on. YouTubing for over 2.5 hours, Instagram for 1.5 hours, and Chrome browser used for nearly an hour. So very heavy usage, and it gave me, like I said, 7 hours and 18 minutes of screen on time, which was fantastic. And I was glad because on my Note 8 from last year, I was getting around 5 to 5.5 hours of screen on time, which was slightly disappointing considering it's a big device, and a big device obviously deserves a big battery. Okay, again I took a screenshot here guys, and this was to do and show you the fast charging on the phone. As you can see at the bottom, it says fast charging 5%. so when I plugged in the standard Samsung box charger, or if you use a Qualcomm quick charge 2 or 3 charger, for a 4000 mAh battery, it will take 1 hour and 36 minutes, which is fantastic because I was really expecting that with a box charger or a Qualcomm quick charger, it will take over 2 hours because the battery is so big. But I'm happy to report it doesn't take too long guys. With fast charging box in the box or a Qualcomm quick QC 2 or 3 charger, you should be able to charge this phone in just over an hour and a half, which is fantastic once again. Okay, let's have a look. So here I took another screenshot at 63%, as you can see, at 23:37 on Friday, again September 28th. And sorry, there you go. Now you can see it's down to 63%. Once I got up in the morning at around 10 o'clock, the battery had gone down to 56%. So here it had lost a considerable amount of battery. Once again, I would say average, not too bad, not too good. I've seen better, but still more than enough for most people out there. Okay, so next up was my reading on 4G. As you can see here in the top right corner, says 4G along with battery down to 4%. And after using it for 22 hours and 2 minutes, I was able to squeeze out out a total of 5 hours and 38 minutes of screen on time, which is obviously less than what we had on Wi-Fi, and obviously understandable. 4G LTE signals are obviously quite battery draining, and when you're out and about here and there and the signal is not constant, that's why that results in draining more battery. Obviously there are many other factors, but this is one of the main factors. So that usage included 1 hour and 43 minutes on Instagram, just under 2 hours on YouTubing. A camera was also used for 21 minutes, so all in all it was not too bad considering it was in 4G, and I did use the camera for a while as well, so I got around just over 5.5 hours of screen on time on 4G, so not looking too bad. Finally here I switched the always on display on. It was off before, so all the screenshots I took before, guys, on standby, here the AOD was actually off. So since this screenshot, all the standby times you will see are with always on display on, or AOD on. Okay, and I went for the most dense clocks AOD I could go for, because I wanted to see if you get a clock with it. Obviously this is ticking all the way across, it's very graphic intensive, very heavy, and I wanted to see how it would take its toll on the battery, especially overnight. So I took the screenshot, this one with AOD on. At 23:19 the battery went down to 78%, as you can see, and then when I checked it in the morning on Sunday the 30th of September at 10:51, just under before 11 o'clock, the battery had gone down to 62%. So from 62 to, guys, up to 78, around 16% battery was drained with AOD on, with that clock ticking all night long. So this is a considerable amount of drain. It is just over 1% per hour. According to Samsung, is 1% every hour, but I think it's a bit more than 1%. It also depends which kind of AOD are you gonna go for. If you're gonna go for a dense high clock like this, guys, obviously it's gonna drain more battery. If you go for something simpler like this, hopefully it will drain lesser. Okay, so here again Wi-Fi here was a bit mixed usage, and at the same time also the always on display was left on even throughout the day. So every time I left the phone, the always on display did drain the battery a bit more than usual. As you can see here, after using it for 22 hours and 25 minutes on Wi-Fi, battery down to 4%, I was able to achieve a total of 5 hours and 29 minutes of screen on time, with always on display taking almost 16 hours out of that. When I say out of that, what I mean is basically of all the 22 hours that I've used, the always on display was almost consumed for 16 hours, occasionally here and there, and which did reflect obviously in the screen on time, despite me using Wi-Fi. And as previously you've seen, we got almost 7.5 hours of screen on time. Here I was able to achieve only 5.5 hours, obviously the main culprit being, like I said, always on display. YouTubing for 2.5 hours, Instagram for nearly an hour, Twitter for half an hour, so pretty intensive use here as well. Once again, like I said, 5.5 hours. So if you're gonna put the AOD on, guys, so be prepared for more battery drain. If you don't, then you can get some really good screen on times. As you can see here, once again I'm showing you more detail. Always on display for 16 hours, so 9% of total app usage, resulting in significant battery drain. Okay, here once again I think I took a screenshot for fast charging. You can see if the battery was down to 4%, then it will take 1 hour and 37 minutes if you're using the standard box charger or a Qualcomm a QC2 or 3 charger. Now also a lot of people last time asked me if I could do a gaming battery test as well, so that's what I did on this phone as well. And you can see on 2017 this was the time, and battery was down to 96%, guys, and I was playing Asphalt 9. This is the newer game on Play Store, very intensive, obviously very heavy graphics as well. So I thought, let's play this game for a while and see how much battery we drain on the Note 9. So when I took another screenshot after playing the game for nearly just over half an hour, you can see here at 2054. So before it was 2017 and now it was 2054, just over half an hour, and the battery had gone down from 96% to 84%, so 12% lost in half an hour gaming. So this will give you an idea how long the phone will last if you were to game with a full battery all day long. But the good thing was the phone did not heat up. That was fantastic. I wasn't able to do a gaming performance video, guys. Like I said, I haven't got the phone for too long. However, I'll leave the links down below to my social media and everything else, so please do check it out. I did test the performance, the heating performance of the phone, and also the overall performance with my heating. And as you can see, guys, this one on, and I took some pictures. Please do check it out. That will give you an idea of what temperature the phone was on whilst I was gaming, playing Asphalt 9. Okay, so on this screenshot here, this was again mixed usage, 1 day on battery, and I was able to achieve again here 6 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time. That included, like I said, Asphalt for just over half an hour, and also Twitter for an hour, just over an hour for YouTubing, and over an hour for Instagram as well. So with heavy use still, I was able to achieve 6.5 hours of screen on time. And like I said, I was very happy with the liquid cooling system in this phone. It does not let the phone heat up, which is fantastic, and I'm very happy about it. So then soon afterwards, all these screenshots I took before guys, the gaming, everything was on full HD plus. Eventually I decided to go for W Quad HD plus. Lots of people asked me this last time. I missed on that, I think on the S9 battery life video. So this time I thought I'll make sure I leave the phone also on a W Quad HD plus for a day and use it and see if we see any battery drain difference as opposed to full HD plus. Here I took another screenshot of the standby time. The battery down to battery was in fact fully 100% at 1:39 on 2nd of October. And then when I checked at 11:47, just before midday, it had gone down to 5%. So this was slightly more improved as opposed to what we had in the previous screenshots. Whatever the reasons were, I did not receive any OTA updates. This is a 3 UK mobile phone, guys. This is not a SIM-free unlocked version of the Note 9, even though you can put any SIM if you buy from 3 UK, but this will not be getting updates like a regular unlocked version. So I know there's a camera update already coming up on this phone and a couple of the updates, so hopefully that will improve the standby time even more. But in my third time of taking screenshot with the standby time, it did return slightly better. Okay, so here once again I was using the battery down to 4%, Wi-Fi, mixed usage, everything else, and after 1 day and 19 hours from 100% battery, I was able to achieve 5 hours and 45 minutes of screen on time, with YouTubing hour and a half, Instagramming also nearly hour and a half as well, and but just over half an hour of Twitter and bits and bobs. So I was able to achieve, like I said, 5 hours and 45 minutes of screen on time with this overall use. But you can see, guys, in general, the screen on time on Note 9 has significantly improved as opposed to the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Those of you who used the Note 8, you know that Note 8 had less battery size. That was 3300 milliamp, and this time around Samsung has given us 4000 milliamp on Note 9, which is fantastic, and that's how it should be. If you're gonna give us a big phone, Samsung, please make sure you give us big battery, same as you did on the Note 9. I have high hopes on the S10 and the S10 Plus. Hopefully, as a result of this success, they will give us slightly bigger battery so we can have a better screen on time on future Galaxy flagship phones. Also, I'm thinking of putting the Samsung Galaxy S9 against the Note 9 and do a speaker test. As you know, both of these phones have got these stereo speakers, one at the bottom, one on top at the earpiece, and giving us this nice surround sound effect. As you know from my videos before, guys, the Samsung Galaxy S9 so far, in my opinion, is the loudest phone out there when it comes to stereo speakers. So I'm very, very happy with it. Samsung came from nowhere and they gave us fantastic set of speakers. That's why I'm very interested to see how the speakers will fare on the Note 9 against the S9. So please do stay tuned. I'll see if I can do this video, guys. And anything else, any other requests, please let me know in the comment section. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my video, and please subscribe to my channel as it helps, and I shall see you in the next video.